Hi guys, today we are going to discussing about the exception handling. So exception handling is a mechanism which is going to handle the errors at runtime errors. I can say that uh, handle the runtime errors to ensure that the normal flow of that application is maintained or not. So whatever the normal flow is there, suppose I'm having a 10 lines of code. So in 10 lines of code, if there is a break at the sixth line, it has to execute my total 10 lines. So it has to display messages. There is a problem in the sixth line, and it has to execute the seventh line, eighth line, ninth line, and 10th line. So it should not stop my flow. So in Java, we are going to be used in the exception five keywords. I can say that five keywords. So what are those keywords is try, catch, throw, throws, finally. So try, I can say that it is a whatever the risk I am going to I'm going to face, that part I can say I can put in the try block, or some I can say that a block of code which I want to monitor. So suppose I want to find a file, so whether that file is available or not, I want to check that one. So to check that file, what I am going to do is I am going to monitor that one. Whatever the risk I want to handle, that risk I am going to be monitoring. So catch, so what the catch will do means the catch will handle the risk. So whatever the risk I want, I block, that risk can be handled by the catch block. And I can say that handling the exception. So here in the try block, I am having some exception. So that exception is going to be handled by the catch block. So we can have a single catch block, or we can have a group of catch blocks. And next one, finally. So finally, what it will do means, so finally is nothing but if the risk is there or not, it will execute. Why it will execute means whatever the code we have handled with the try catch block, uh, whether there is exception, it will execute. If there is exception, it will handle that exceptions. If there is a no exception, it will handle, it will display the final block. So final block, why we are going to be maintaining this final block means to ensure that we have handled the exceptions. So there is a no. Every time we have to write the final block means it is not very much important. If you want to write the final block, you can write the final block. If not, you can leave that final block also. Throw. So throw is a single risk handle. I can say that single risk handle or user defined. User can define his own exceptions. So we can use explicitly throwing the exception. So suppose I want to say enter username or some text I want to display. If the file is not found, automatically it will throw exception, file not found exception. This file is not available at this particular position, I want to write it. So that type of exception, if you want to write it, you can use the throw. Throw is nothing but the group of risk is going to be handled. So where it is going to be handled means in the method it is going to be handled with a method signature to specify the method can throw the exception. So method is going to be throwing the exception here. Program here. So as in last class, we have seen a exception program. So in exception program, what we have started our project, and we have printed started hello welcome and welcome to exceptions. Uh, I want to display welcome to exception handling. So I want to use the try block. So here what I can do, whatever the code I want to monitor, I am going to be handling that one. So here I want to divide a number by 0. So if I want to divide a number by 0, I'm having different types of exceptions I am having. So here what I am going to do, here I have used arithmetical exceptions, as well as I can I can have a one catch block or I can have a group of catch blocks. So I want to use the finally also. So finally block, what it will do? So here I want to print statement system.out.println is finally block which always execute after try catch. After try catch, it is always execute after executing the try catch block. Okay. So I will execute this one. So here it has started. Welcome to the exception handling. Here there is a block. So this block has been executed. Here we are getting the arithmetical error. So finally block also executed, and after, see here, afterwards what it has executed, whatever the statements I have written after the final block, it has been executed. So here we can use exceptions in this ways. So here I want to throw different types of exceptions. So here I want to throw a single exception. So what I can do here, I'm going to writing a new, this one I have written in the hoops. So here I want to define a single type of exception. So how I am going to be defining a single type of exception here means I can write a simple statements like which is going to be throwing me the error. Like here, just I want to throw new exception. What type of exception you want to throw? With message if you want to throw, or message with the throwable statements you want to throw, or you want to throw the exception initialization error. What type of I want to say? I want to send user name should not be null. For example, I want to enter this type of message. So I can enter this types of message here. So what is the error I'm getting here? If here what the throw will do means here the throw will add the different types of exceptions. So here I want to add some arithmetical error exception, group of exceptions. If I want to handle exception type, so I can handle the exception type. Error handling, if I want to handle the error type, I can handle the error type. Null point error, if I want to handle it, I can handle the null point error. So where I'm going to adding this one, see this, I'm going to adding this to the main. Throw is going to be adding to the main. So what is the main is the one type of method. So that's why I'm going to be adding this one to the main. Okay. So here we can handle the exceptions in Java. So we having the different types of exceptions which we can handle by using the try catch block. So if you're having more than more exceptions, you can handle those exceptions in Java also. So what it will throw, I want to write a simple program. Here I want to check a condition. So I want to define this one. Just give me 1 second. I don't want to, and I got it here. So I That's why I'm getting this one. So I want to define a, with the program that I want to test the throw exceptions. What I want to do here, it is there. Okay. So here I want to check the condition. Suppose I'm having a age. So I will create a one method that is easy for you. Void um, public static void validate int age. Have created one static method. Why I have created static method? Because I can call it without any object reference. So that's why I have called it. So if you want to create a method without statics, you have to create the object. So here, if the age is less than 18, it has to throw exceptions. Throw new arithmetical exceptions. I want to throw it. So what I want to throw, person is not eligible for vote. So I want to define like that the person is not eligible for the vote. I want to mention this one. Else, what I want to define, else person is eligible to vote. Person is eligible for vote. I can mention this one. Okay. So in the method, I want to call this one. So how I am going to call it? So I have created a static method. So I'm entering the age as a 14. So I want to, if I want to print anything, I can print it here. Means I want to execute this statement. Uh, so here what I want to print is ending. Just I want to check whether it is ending my block or not. I want to check this condition. So what I will do means I will run this one. So 14 I have declared. So here I'm getting the error. What error I'm getting? The person, yeah. Oh, sorry. Mm, See here, person is not eligible for vote. Okay. So the person is not eligible for the vote. So if you want to use a try block, you can use the try block. Suppose if I have make as a 24. So there is a no exception. There is a no exception here. The person is eligible for that age and it has printed the ending block. So uh, we can use throw statements in the different ways. Suppose if I want to see any file, the file is opened or not, I can see that file. I can see that file whether it is opening or not. And we having a lot of exceptions. You can user defined exceptions. You can use different types of user defined exceptions. You can handle it. So what here throws will do means what type of exceptions you having, that throws will handle the group of exceptions. Group of exception it is going to be handled. So this is all about the exceptions. You can n number of types of exceptions. So here I'm having one doubt in the previous program. Let's go to the program with the final block exceptions. In this final block, here in my final block, what I have did means I have used use a statement which is always going to be printing that statement. Suppose if I have used here after exception in this final block only, I want to use system system. This I have used system.exist. So what it will do means it will generally what it will do, it will terminate the program. So whether it will print the statement or not. So we will have a doubt whether it will print the statement or not when we used in finally block. So what it will do, it will execute that block or not. We will run and see this one. So in the previously it has executed like print A, it has executed the end. So in the finally block, what have did, have exit my system. So once I have exit system, whatever the statements before that finally block, it will execute. Suppose here I have written this one. So, and this arithmetic block. It will execute the final block or not. We will see it. It is not going to be executing. So whenever we have used exit means it will exit my programs. So that's why it has not executed my finally block also. So whenever you are going to be using some these types of exceptions, it will not execute this one. Okay. So this is all about the exceptions handling. So in exception handling, we have different types of exceptions in Java where we can use it in our regular activities. Whenever we having the Java concepts, uh, whenever we are working with the Java concepts, we can use this one. Your single exceptions, we can define a group of exceptions. We can handle that exceptions. We can handle the exceptions in Java, uh, which is while searching the file, we can exit that file. Um, this is all about the options. We will go to the next topic. Okay. Next topic we will discuss about the collections. So we have seen the topics related to the array. So array, what is the array? So array is a collection of similar elements. So what array will do? Array is a collection of similar elements. But here the collections, what is mean by collections? So collection in general word, collection is nothing but group, collecting the group of elements. I'm going to be collecting all my elements is nothing but collections. So in Java, we having the different types of collections. So what is the main difference between the arrays and collections means, so arrays is a array. What the array is a it this is also collection of elements. What type of elements? It is a collection of similar type of elements. So similar elements only. So if I have declared a array as int means it is going to hold only integer type of values only. So I can't able to add the both integer type and string types. I am not able to handle this one. So here what we can do means here we can handle only one type of elements only. That's why in Java what the collection is nothing but in Java what we can call it is a collection is a framework. So framework, what is mean by framework? Framework is a nothing but a structural way of organizing the data. So the framework that provides us uh, that that provides an structural I can say that structure to store and manipulate the group of objects of objects. So what objects here I am going to be used? So I can have the group of objects. What type of objects we are going to be used? We can use. So in how we can achieve this one? So if we can achieve all these operations by performing the data in searching. So suppose here in arrays we have to find what is the element in third position. So I'm going to be handling this one. This one. So here what we can do is in here we having the different types of um, collections. So collection is a container group of a group of in an entity. So what is entity? Suppose I have taken as a bank as an example. So in bank what I'm having in bank I am having the bank account number, person name, amount will be in the float type. So number will be the numerical type, integer type, name should be the character type, amount should be in a float type. So we having the different elements. So here if we having the different elements, I want to get all that elements values. I want to store it in a as a single unit. So how I can store it as a single unit here means it is difficult. Normally in the arrays it is very difficult to use this one. So what I can do is we can use the collections. So what the collections will do means the collection will collect the all that elements. Okay. So here we having the different types of collections. So there are the lot of types of collections are there. Uh, List, set, queue, map, vector, prior, stack, uh, priority queue is there. We having a DQ is there, array queue is there. Uh, we having the lot of things which we can which is there in Java, but what we are going to see which is mostly we will use it, we are going to be seeing that one only. Okay. First one, what is a list? So list, what is mean by list? List is a collection of elements. So suppose if you want to go to the market, what you will do, you will prepare a list. So in that list, what you will do, whatever the list of items I'm having, I will collect all that list of items and I will store it. I will keep in a list. Suppose here I want to collect like 10 chairs, um, one sofa, suppose two spoons, like this items. What I will do, I will so this one is an integer type and this one is a character type. So I want to store uh, it as a separately. So I can store this one as a separately by using the list, and we having the another type is set. So what is the main difference between the list and set means I can have a, suppose I can have a two pairs also. List will contain the duplicate values, but set will, what it will do means the set will avoid the duplicate values. Okay, so first we will see one program on list, then we will see on set. So how to define this one? So here in this list, so list of list we having. So here I can have a list li equals to new list. So here I'm getting the ambiguous. Why I'm getting the ambiguous? If you see here, it it is showing as an interface. So for interface, we are going to creating the object for interface. No, we can't able to create the object for the interface. So what we have to do? We have to use the class. We have to create for the class object. So for the class object um, in the for link, what we having means for the link we having the array list vector linked list. So we have to use this one to get the elements. We can get the positions to access searching and customizing the iterations range values we can specify. So here I am not specific. I am just mentioning this one with the array list. So I don't want to mention here any specific type. So li dot add, I can specify here the type also, but here I don't want to specify the type. I am going to adding the object li object. What is the li object? I want to add my name. Next one li dot I want to add my employee ID. So my employee ID I have added here, which is a numerical type. I want to add some float type of values, point something I want to add it. So I'm going to be adding this one. So I have added this value. So how I need to print these values? So we can use the for loop equals to 0, I less than li dot. What I have to use here, I can use the size. For there we having the length. So here we don't have the length. So just I'm going to be specifying this one system.out.println li. So see here, it has printed 3 times. Why it has printed 3 times? Have used in the loop. So it has printed me 3 times. So I can use a while loop also. I can use the iterative loop also, where I have not used I. So it is going to be repeating, and it is whatever the values I'm having, it is going to be printing those values here. So integer type it has printed, the float type values, it has printed, it has printed all types of values which I need to print. So next one set. So what the set will do means set will avoid the duplicate values. So set is which inherited the service of root interface will adding the functionality restricting the duplicate elements. So whatever the duplicate elements I am having, it is going to be restricting the duplicate element. So it will duplicate elements. Name I'm having two times. So what it will do means it will print only single time. Whatever the name I want to print it, it is going to be printing in a single time. So here what I have to use here, we can use hash set, hash tree, linked hash set. We can use this element so that it can avoid in a single way. So with this one we are going to be using in Java. Okay, tomorrow we can continue with the list and set programs. Thank you guys.